work on the white Texas sheet cake. And I tried to pick up different things. We've got a candy, we've got a puff pastry thing. This is a cake. Also, we're going to cook this on the stove in this pot. What I've got here is, let's see, we want a cup of butter, and I always use unsalted butter, because then you're the one that can control the salt and add as much or as little as you want. So we're going to put a cup of that in there. All right. We're not doing any chopping tonight. Oh, maybe a little. Okay. And a cup of water. We're just going to be doing a lot of boiling tonight. There's a cup of water in there. Let me see what I'm doing. Okay, now in this bowl, wait a minute, this is our, let's see, this is our frosting, which is 4.5 cups of powdered sugar, a little bit of almond extract, and some milk, which we're not going to worry about now. This is the 2 cups of flour and 2 cups of sugar. Here's the eggs. We're going to wait till that comes to a boil. I've got sour cream, almond extract, and a little baking soda and salt in here. This goes with this. Okay. We've got our pan, our jelly roll pan, and I'm just going to give that a little spray for the cake. Usually we do it with the foil, but we don't need to do foil tonight. I'm going to go ahead and beat up the eggs a little bit while we're waiting for all this to get started. Just simple. You don't have to keep it real. But when we get ready to add this, of course, we're not going to add this to our boiling water and butter, because then we would have poached eggs. So we're going to cool it down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead, though, and add the baking soda and the salt to our flour and sugar. We'll hold off on that. Okay. This is almost getting ready to boil. Nothing like watching pots boil. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to add our sugar, flour, baking soda, and salt. Give that a quick little stir. So we've cooled that down enough to go ahead and add our eggs, our 2 beaten eggs. Cooking the eggs and our sour cream. Oops. Got kind of a wild pot here. I didn't have time to take and our almond extract. Take a level to the pots to see if they were all level. All right, we're almost there on the peanut brittle. And we're almost there on this. I'm just gonna whisk this a little bit. That in there. Let's see, I don't have this sitting level. Okay, there's our white cake. I'm going to pop that into a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes. Perfect. I'm going to move our puffs down. I'm going to crank that up a little bit. Let me see if it's still hot. Yeah, I think it's okay. All right, that's our cake. We're going to let that cool just a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start the frosting for this, which is a 1/4 cup of milk and a 1/2 cup of butter. Okay. Normally you would just put the powdered sugar and everything in the pot. However, I don't have a pot. So this is our 4 1/2 cups of powdered sugar. And we're going to use let me move this aside here so you can see. This is a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. And here's our butter and milk. And we're going to whisk that up. God bless you. It's a little bit thick, but when you start to spread it on the cake, because the cake's still a little bit warm, you want to be careful that when you spread this that you don't pick up any crumbs along the way. You could. No, it doesn't need to be. This is just the style. With a Texas sheet cake is usually a long chocolate. So this is just a variation of that. So yeah, you could do that in 9 by 13. You might have too much frosting, but yeah, you could deal with that. Put it on something else. Okay. This is the most useful thing in the kitchen because you could use a plastic knife to cut warm brownies. So when you can't wait, or if you have to have them for a PTA meeting or something, you can cut it and it'll look like you baked them the day before, because you won't get, when you pull a metal knife through the brownies and you get that, well, you don't do that. So this is still warm and you can see this is still a little bit warm. Okay. There's our Texas sheet cake.